Stream. Nobody cares what
Watch
we say.
it,
Do
man.
they?
Watch it.
Good morning, pre-gamers. Happy Tuesday.
Tuesday. We made it to Tuesday.
Oh, I hope. I want to hear you say it. I do.
What's up, brother?
There you go. Give the people what they want. There it is.
I tried finding.
Morning, Claire.
I tried finding.
A clip of that.
Yeah, and I couldn't find it.
Man, you're not YouTube savvy, are you? Neither am I. Morning, Randy 40. I hope you guys heard Will. Good morning, Adam.
Oh, Tiff's on?
Yeah, yes.
Oh, man, what's going on?
Oh, wait a minute. Stop. Damn it.
Yeah. Let's do it. Ernesto's on.
What up, Nesto?
Tuesday. Marty like getting football withdrawals.
Here it is right there. I just reposted the your tweet with it. There you go.
Look who's here.
What's up, Justin?
Justin.
He's back at the hill, man.
It's always good to see him.
Well, you look tired, bro. That's what Ernesto said.
I am a little tired. I didn't want to get out of bed this morning. But I always look tired. I always have bags under my eyes. I
drink the leaded fuel.
I am. I'm almost done with it. Back by popular demand.
Justin. Robin Washut, Bryan Munson. We're going to overreact after week 1 of the NFL. Top 3, bottom 3.
Yes.
Complete overreaction.
I love it. I got to start thinking about that too. We're opening the show with that, right?
If you want to. Sure. Yes. Top 3, bottom 3. No. I thought we'll open up. I don't know. Washut's about what? 10:05?
Yeah.
I thought maybe let's open up with Monday night. And then we'll come after Munson and go top 3, bottom 3.
Boy, that officer body cam footage of
I don't know what to think. I don't even know.
Tyreek Hill.
I don't know what to think. I do, but I don't know if it's like
I thought a lot of it was unneeded.
A lot of it was. Some of it, happy Tuesday, brothers. Morning, Sarah. Morning, Shane. Oh, boy, the Lincoln Broncos game tonight. They got the forward pass last night in practice. Here they go. Unveiling a new flag football element tonight.
No football withdrawal here.
Let's go.
Lincoln Broncos.
Let's go. Just have Swifty and the receivers ready.
Claire, the wedding was good. It was a good one.
Tuesday.
Best Sunday wedding I've ever been to. It was the only Sunday wedding I've ever been to.
Woo! It's going to be a good one.
All right.
I can't wait to see what song we open up with. I'm always intrigued by it.
Yeah, don't expect a lot today. Not to burst your bubble.
Shane, huh?
I'm
not going to be impressed.
I don't know. You might be. It's nothing too special.
Well, listen, man. You're the one that you set the tone. So wait, you set the tone. What tone do you want to set? Justin, Mark Rule for president.
Mark Rule. Did Marco say Mark Rule again?
Yes.
He did?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. We did.
This is the Morning Hookup on KFOR.
Good morning, Lincoln, Nebraska. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to the Morning Hookup. Bill Hooks, Will Wilson. What's up, Will Wilson?
What's going on? Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday, everybody out there, brothers.
Yeah, brother.
You said it earlier. I want to hear you. I thought you were going to come out with it.
What's up, brother?
Yeah, see?
No, yeah, Sketch is funny. He's a funny guy.
Yeah, you're buying into it.
I tried to find the Tuesday because I was going to make that a
part
every
of the
Tuesday
yeah.
thing, but I couldn't find it this time.
How can you not find it?
I don't know. I just couldn't find it. But we are here.
I'm intrigued by your search skills now.
You
Not
shouldn't
that
be.
I can find it. Like, look at me. Like, I'm 46 years old. I didn't find it much and nothing.
I didn't have a lot of time to really dig in. But anyways.
Yeah, you're a little sleepy this morning. But you
yeah,
got
I
here.
was kind of
But
tired.
you're here.
Yeah.
You're here. We appreciate it.
Got my coasters from Ernesto sitting
Yep.
back here too.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I took the what am I trying to say here? I took the ball marker and I put it in my golf bag.
Oh, I forgot to call him back. He called me yesterday.
It's gonna get used. It's gonna get used.
Yeah. Well, you have about 30 of them in your
I
your
do.
golf bag.
It'll be in the rotation. I'm a collector of them. It'll get in the rotation.
Okay.
I'll take a picture when I use it. Ow, what was that?
Well, yeah, we're moving through the week.
Yeah, I'll take a picture, man. We got a lot to get to today. Robin Washut, Bryan Munson, Washut. Both we're going to talk recruiting with these guys.
Okay.
Obviously, there were 3 dudes on campus for basketball.
Yes.
If you were there, we'll talk about who was there hosting them, by the way. That, and then we'll talk with Bryan Munson. There were like 40+ recruits.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, we'll talk about 3 of them. We got a recruit late last night. If you saw that, we'll talk about that. An in-state kid staying in-state with us.
Yeah.
And then we're going to overreact after week 1. Top 3, bottom 3 of the NFL. Overreaction. That's what we're going to do. We're going to give you the bottom 3, our bottom 3 and our top 3.
Yesterday I left the show just feeling great just because
Yeah.
I love the NFL's back. I love talking about the NFL. This is when the radio's fun.
Yeah, there's never a dull moment, right? With either college, NFL, never a dull moment. I'm actually right now, it's interesting to me because I'm watching NFL. I'm getting more involved in watching, right? But I started watching that Receiver. I'm like that Receiver Netflix series, Receiver.
Oh, yeah.
I'm on like episode 5 or 6. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
Yeah, now they're coming out with a doc about Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
You see that?
I did not see that, but I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
The depths of Cambodia or Egypt, where are they going? In his little retreats that he goes on. You're going to talk about those?
Probably.
Speaking of that, well, boy, last night, Niners looked pretty darn good. Obviously, you get the word, Chris McCaffrey out, scratched calf, Achilles injury, still nursing that thing back. They didn't miss a beat, 32-19. They get it done, 400 yards of offense. Brock Purdy didn't have to do a whole lot, by the way. 19 of 29, 231. Mr. Mason, who stepped in, looked to be a formidable backup, by the way.
You look really good.
Toe to the rock 28 times for 147 yards, 1 touchdown. Debo also 8 carries, 23 and a touchdown. No touchdown passes by those guys. It didn't matter. They ran all over the Jets defense from the run game. 181 yards rushing against the Jets defense. They look pedestrian, by the way. Rodgers, rusty. You could tell coming back. 13 of 21, 167 touchdown. Did throw a pick. Brees Hall, 16 for 50 for a touchdown. It was what it was, man.
Yeah,
got beat.
I thought the Jets defense looked like a big liability.
Which is interesting because that was going to be one of the big strong points.
Yeah.
They were good last year.
Yeah, but the Niners were just running it up their throat, getting 6 yards a carry at least. I mean, that was hard to watch. And on the other side too, I'm not going to say Brock Purdy looked amazing. I mean, he made some bad throws.
He did, but he's the game manager. I hate to call him that, but that's what it is. This system works.
Well, when the run game is doing what it is, I mean, you can make a few of those throws.
Yeah, and you got guys out there. I mean, honestly, let's be honest. You got Samuel, Kittle, Ayuk.
You
didn't have McCaffrey.
That other tight end they had, number 44. I can't remember. It's kind of a hard name to pronounce. He had a pretty good game too. Yeah,
Jennings caught 5 balls yesterday. Samuel caught 5 balls. Kittle caught 4. I mean, you got weapons upon weapons.
They got a good D line too, and the Jets just kept running it into them. They kept just attacking their D linemen, which it wasn't working. I'm surprised they didn't start going outside. I think that would have helped them. Jets.
And interesting. Wasn't very interesting to watch. I will say what was interesting for me as I was running around. We kind of recorded stuff. I recorded the Manning cast. Pretty cool. It was pretty good. They're back.
Yeah, well, I heard
Bill Belichick, Adam Sandler, and Chris Jones last night.
Oh, Adam Sandler was on. I didn't see that.
Pretty funny.
And I saw that they started filming Happy Gilmore too.
Yes, they did.
But I also read that Bill Belichick's segment was like cut short. I don't know. Apparently they're having connection issues.
Well, I missed part of it, but it's like I was more looking forward to like what the process looked like. Hearing Belichick a little bit, but seeing Adam Sandler, and I love how they have a former, like a player, not a former player, but a player come on. If you watched it, you would have gotten exactly what you thought from Bill Belichick.
Just
Like,
pretty vanilla.
Pretty vanilla, like not like much of nothing.
I mean, if I'm
It was more like a schematics, right? Like really talking. If you're a football guy, you got football stuff.
Listen, if I'm doing a TV show, the reason is entertainment, to entertain people. Bill Belichick is the last person I'm calling.
Yeah,
I'm not bringing him on that show.
No.
Put
We
me
had
asleep.
Adam Sandler was funny as well. So, but they lose 32-19 on that. So, boy, by the way, Colin says hi. What up, Colin?
Yeah, Colin.
What up, Colin?
He's coming to town tonight.
What?
Yeah, he's coming to town. We're all linking up, and
Are you gonna be okay tomorrow?
I might not be. We'll
Oh,
see.
let's get Robin Washut on the phone. We're gonna have to Robin Washut, talk some hoops with Washut, and we'll talk about his Giants as well. I'm sure he's gonna be like, "Well, told you so." Be a lot of fun.
Should have made a bet with him.
Oh, why? I'm gonna ask him
Because I'm a
Don't say
Vikings fan.
it. You can still bet if he answers. You can still bet. If he doesn't answer, he'll text me. It's the way it goes. He's probably trying to sneak out of the house right now. Sorry, he'll call us back. Click. Hi, you've reached Robin. I'm in the shower. I don't know. But again, Robin will probably call us back. They had 3 guys on campus. 3 guys on campus.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I didn't read about that.
It was pretty quiet, but if you're in the stadium and you could see it, they got on not the recruits didn't get on the board, but a couple guys did. You had Bynum, Brashear, and West all in town. 2025 guys were here. Just wants to know, did you call the wrong number again? No, not this time. We actually heard him say this is wrong.
Justin.
So not this time. Man, he's back with a vengeance. I love it. All 2025 guys, just to get his take on what it was like, because obviously, whoa, Rome. Look at that one. Happy Tuesday from Costa Maya.
Where?
Costa Maya, man. He's gone. My boy Jay Rome is on a trip. He sent me this picture yesterday. I'm jealous because we were looking for. He plays with us sometimes on Wednesdays on the 5th as our 5th guy or whatever we need, and lives on the course. And he sent me this picture. I was so jealous. I was so mad too at the same time. He's your horse guy, by the way.
Oh, is he the horse guy?
That's your horse guy, like top notch.
Okay.
He said they're on a cruise, just docked in Mexico.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, man. Good people. Look at this. This is what he sent me yesterday. I'm like, hey, you want to play Wednesday at 12:30? He's like, not back till Friday. That's what he sent.
Looks beautiful.
On a boat. I'm
Wow.
on a boat.
That looks awesome. Well, should we get to, since we have time, should we get to top 3,
Let's
bottom 3?
do it. Let's do top 3, bottom 3. Let's see what Robin's got going on. If he doesn't call, it means he's busy.
Yes.
But I'm not worried about Robin. So what do you want to do first? Top?
Let's do.
You pick the one, and we'll start from the bottom, work our way up.
Yeah, let's start at the bottom 3.
All right. If you heard me yesterday, I gave you my bottom. The team at the bottom.
Well, hold on. Let's start at 30.
Oh, you want to work that way?
Let's start at 30. Go down to 32. Okay?
30 down to 32.
Yes. So the 3rd worst team in the NFL after week 1. Go.
Oh my gosh, this is let me think. All right, I just want to give you a little synopsis on why. I put Triz. I hope you're not listening.
Oh, really?
The Raiders.
You thought they were that bad, huh?
I did not think. I was scared. Their defense, the Chargers. I was not happy. Like you can't come out of that thing going, oh boy, right? 10 points. Chargers. Was that 22-10? I mean, what do you got? You got what? Robin said, give him a couple minutes. We're good. We got Gardner Minshew, right?
Yes.
What did he like? Ugh.
Don't you dare talk bad about him. Even though he didn't have a very good game.
He didn't?
He is a class act.
I'm not saying anything bad. We're talking about bottom. We're 25 of 33. 2 for 257 and a touch. Man. I just put him there. Dobbins ran through that defense.
Dobbins had a good game.
He averaged 13 and a half.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Come on, man. That's how I put him there. I'm not impressed.
All right.
Sorry.
My 30th team in the NFL, I'm putting the Cleveland Browns.
Woo, boy. You went, wow.
Well, they did not look good at all.
That's the reaction there.
Oh, my. Well, come on, man. I mean, give me a break.
Woo.
They looked terrible on Sunday.
Woo.
Against, a Cowboys team that had some questions. Yeah, I mean, they looked at home with Deshaun Watson healthy. Come on. No, they're 30th for me.
Wow.
All right, 31.
Speaking of Robin Washut, the Giants. The Giants 31. I didn't know what to say about the Giants. Like, honestly.
So I also have the Giants.
Giants. I don't know what to say. Daniel Jones, they got nothing.
Not good.
Not good.
Yeah,
Not
when the Vikings blow you out with Sam Darnold,
Cute.
Something's wrong.
Can we both say we got the same at 31 and 32?
I think we both have 32, yeah.
Carolina Panthers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Worst team in the league.
They're terrible.
They're terrible. After that, by the way.
That may not change for the rest of the year.
By the way, looking at it, I've got ESPN up as well right now from a perspective of where we're at, because it's our reaction to the first week. They have Broncos at 30, Giants, Panthers. They have the Raiders, by the way, which I had at 30. They have them at 28. And I'm looking for where they put your choice of the Browns at 21.
Yeah.
By the way, this will get your goat a little bit. They're at 21. You know who they put at 22?
The Vikings.
Yep.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm not going to argue that.
It's a different. Yeah, but they won.
Yeah, but against
a
pretty
I don't
bad
care.
Giants team.
Winner, chicken dinner. All right, top
3. Let's start with number 3.
I got the Cowboys.
So do I.
I put the Cowboys at 3.
So do I. All right.
They look damn good.
They look really good.
They're like Nebraska. They win the offseason a lot.
Yeah.
They win the top 10 weeks usually too.
But man, they put up points.
Okay.
All right. We both got Cowboys at 3.
I got
Number 2.
Niners.
I have the Niners as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Wow.
They looked good last night.
Yeah, they did.
Not even having Chris McCaffrey defense, all that good stuff. And at the top, I have the Chiefs at the top.
You have the Chiefs at the top.
I put the Chiefs at the top.
I have.
Boy, they just had that matchup. But it was like a big time matchup against the Ravens, which is kind of a preview what could be later in the season.
Yeah.
To come out and do what they did, and again have a young one like Worthy come in and be able to perform like that. And they didn't even play well, I don't think.
Well,
in my opinion, I know it harms a lot of people for me to say that because of a person that always loves the Chiefs.
It's okay. So you got Chiefs number 1.
That's what I put them at right now. So it's a reaction.
It's reaction, and for that I'm putting the Eagles in number 1.
That's baloney.
No,
that's your reaction though.
I like the way they look. I think they got a lot of weapons. They could be very dangerous.
ESPN has them at 5, by the way. The Ravens at 4, Lions at 3.
Okay. Yeah.
And they put the boys down at 7, just from that perspective. So, okay, who we got? We got Rob Washut.
Hello,
Rob Washut.
You're lucky. I was about hung up when you said Eagles too.
I know that's Will's reaction.
No, I said Eagles 1.
Oh, he put him at 1, bro.
Gross. Wow. Okay. Yeah, they're usually always great under Jalen Hurts in the playoffs. So it's fine.
That's what I said. I put the Cowboys at 3. So what we're doing is a top 3, bottom 3, complete week 1 reaction, right? Just a reaction. I put the Cowboys at 3, and I said, well, they're really good for about 10 weeks. They'll be in the top 5 for about 10 good weeks.
Yeah, there's like the cycle chart where it's the beginning of the year, first part of the year, and then there's the Weedham boys, we're back, Super Bowl on the way, and then there's the late season kind of downturn, and then the epic playoff collapse, and then rebuilding momentum in the off season. So we're right now at the Weedham boys, we're back stage. I'm looking very much forward to the epic collapse, especially after they paid Dak a whole bunch of money.
Yeah, and it's okay, Robin. I'd be salty at me too if Sam Darnold beat me as well. That would I would be salty too.
Oh boy.
Yeah. That was a franchise-changing win for the Vikings. I think you're reassessing all your expectations for this season after that performance.
Oh, big time!
Wow,
we're winning 5 games instead of 4. Is that what you mean?
Listen, we really
if nothing else, that really hurts you in the draft order. Yeah. So thanks for that. Appreciate it.
Can we really be nice to Robin? We love him on our show, Will. Okay,
we're having a good time. This is just friendly banter, man.
All right.
Yeah, the NFL is so much fun. I love it. It's my favorite sport.
Oh, boy. So we got Robin Washut at HuskerOnline.com. Robin, let's go to a little more fun. Saturday, Memorial Stadium, and I want to talk hoops, man. 3 individuals. You had Bynum, you had Abdul Bashir, Antonio West, all in town. Talk about their visits and maybe some momentum that could have shifted for these guys as they're being touted by Nebraska.
Yeah, Antoine West, the kid from Toledo. He's a 3-star guard, the 25 class. So, yeah, all 3 of those guys are pretty high on Nebraska's priority list, which is why, they kind of used the biggest football recruiting weekend of the fall to get those guys on campus. And, start with Bynum just because he's been on the radar the longest. Nebraska was his first offer, had have made him a priority for the last, 2.5 years, and really have done everything that they possibly can to be at the top of that conversation. This was his 5th or 6th visit to Nebraska, and an actual formal visit capacity over the last 2 years, including his 4th over the past year. So he's been a regular visitor, if you want to call it, to campus, and Nebraska. I mean, so this visit was a little different for him in the sense that, he knows everything there is to know about the facilities and, the coaching staff and all that sort of stuff. So really what he wanted to see was more of a basketball standpoint. He really wanted to look at the current roster and how Hoiberg and his staff are using this particular group. He saw what they did with bigs like Derek Walker 2 years ago. He saw what they did with Rink Mass last year. Now he kind of wants to see what, guys like Berke or other players that might fit Amari's role at the next level, and just kind of see what that picture looked like. So that was probably the biggest thing for him. And then just kind of continuing to establish relationships here and talking to him on Sunday. I don't know if it could have gone much better for him. He said that they were already very high on his list, and right now they're probably at the top. Now, that being said, he still has 5 more official visits to take, and probably, like most high school kids, is going to go through the process before making his decision by November. But as far as where Nebraska is right now and what they've been able to accomplish to date, they're in about as good of a spot as you could possibly hope for. So definitely keep an eye on that one. Abdul Bashir is a junior college guard, the best 3-point shooting player in junior college. Last year as a freshman, led the nation in made 3-pointers and shot almost, I think, over 50%, from behind the arc. So, obviously fits exactly what Nebraska is looking for, because they're always looking for shooters, especially ones at that level. And it's just the cherry on top is that he's an Omaha native. He went to Omaha Bryan for the first couple years of high school before transferring to a prep school down in Arizona. So, he's got that home state connection, even though he's been away for a while. And, he came this summer, I believe it was in late June, for a unofficial visit, and then quickly scheduled his official for the Colorado game. So things have kind of been moving in the right direction pretty quickly there with Nebraska and Abdul Bashir. He also is going to take some more visits, and schools like Texas A&M and USC and Utah are all kind of trying to get in the mix with him. He also plans to sign in the fall, but again, I think Nebraska did a pretty good job this weekend of showing him the red carpet treatment and all that they have to offer him, both on and off the court. So, good progress there. And then the last one, like I said, is Antoine West. He's an interesting player that he's kind of the latest name that popped up on Nebraska's radar, at least from the public point of view. He's a Ernie Ziegler recruit, and he's the Ohio first team All-Ohio last year as a junior. The Toledo Blade had them as their player of the year. So I think On3 has him as the number 4 player in the state of Ohio, which plays some pretty good basketball out there. So he's found a guy that I think should pique a lot of interest, not only in the fact that he's really talented, but I think there's some pretty significant momentum there that I think Nebraska feels really good about their chances with Antoine. And just talking with him, he's a really mature kid, had a lot of great things to say. And, aside from the normal, the fans were great, the game was great, I love the coaches. He mentioned the technology and the resources available at Nebraska, that as being a really big draw for him. Because, that's like most players, he has NBA aspirations, and you pair Fred Hoiberg's history of NBA development and then the resources, both basketball, nutrition, academics that Nebraska has to offer. I think that really hit home with him. So I put him very much in the conversation right now with when you look at this 25 class going into November. So a very productive weekend. He's going to go to Purdue. Antoine West, he's going to go to Purdue this weekend, and then cap his visits with Ohio State. He already visited Dayton. So those are his final 4. But again, like the other 2 guys, for where things stand right now, I think Nebraska really likes where they stand with Antoine West.
Robin, real quick, another one on basketball as well, because you bring him into one of the best environments you're going to get, that football atmosphere. You had Fred down there on the sidelines to get up on the jumbo, all the good stuff, but also talk about the impact of bringing a guy like Bryce McGowan's back, because Bryce has been back a few different times now and spending some time with these guys. Obviously, you have current players there, but the impact of having Bryce back and how much that could help sway these guys.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you have not just like names that you can point to saying, hey, I put this guy in the league, but when those guys in the league are coming back and personally telling recruits how playing for Fred Hoiberg helped them get to the next level and achieve their dreams, like that hits home. That's probably like the most effective recruiting pitch you could possibly have. Like maybe second to NIL, being able to have a first person account of why going to Nebraska and playing for Fred Hoiberg helped you achieve your greatest basketball dream. That's gold. And so Bryce has been excellent about, and he's only here for a few months in a student athlete capacity, but he's a lifelong Husker, and he's been back, multiple times, helped with multiple different recruits. And this was the latest example of that. It didn't hurt also, and you're probably not going to like this stuff, but he brought former Duke big man, current Charlotte Hornet, Mark Williams with him. So there was 2 NBA guys on the sideline there, which, I'm sure if you're one of those high school recruits or, one JUCO guy, you see a couple NBA guys walking around, that just adds even more spice to an already productive visit.
Well, hopefully a player from Duke can do something productive for us, for anybody.
The first time you're actually excited to see a guy from Duke, right?
Yeah.
We're talking to Robin Washut. Robin, go back to Saturday. Obviously, great game, great win. What impressed you the most?
Defense. I mean, that's the obvious answer. That we knew the defense was good, but that changed the narrative on them a little bit. And I thought Matt Rule said it as best as he possibly could after the game, where there was all this talk about star power and all these NFL guys that Colorado has in their offense. Well, Nebraska might not have the names, but collectively, that's as good of a defense as maybe there is in the country right now, just with the way that they're playing. Now they're going to face stiffer competition. Colorado's offensive line is really, really bad. UTEP's offensive line is nothing. So they've done what you would hope that they would do against mismatches like that. But not only they do it, I think they even exceeded their expectations to where they're not just controlling the line of scrimmage and keeping Nebraska in games. They are single-handedly changing games. They're scoring touchdowns. They're scoring safeties. They are getting multiple drive-killing sacks. They're create their plus in the turnover margin for the first time in as long as I can remember after 2 weeks. So that was the challenge Matt Rule and his staff had for that defense going in to this offseason was, we know that you're good. Can you be great? And through 2 weeks, they've been great. Now the challenge is to keep that going, but I don't see any reason why, the bar is going to drop very much from what we've seen over these first 2 games, just with how deep they are, how veteran they are, and really how driven every single one of those guys is playing right now.
Again, we're speaking to Robin Washut at HuskerOnline.com. Robin, there's been a lot of things going well over 2 weeks, right? You got your quarterbacks performing well. You're starting to see some running backs start to come together. Your defense, what you just talked about, but it's not perfect, right? It's not perfect. And Coach Rule openly said, this is the worst special teams performance I've had in a long time. The worst. I don't know. I'm disappointed. How concerned should we be? Because I've said this is, if it doesn't get fixed or some sort of whatever, And it's everything. We got a block punt happen. We had a return. We know the field goal stuff. But at some point, if it's not corrected or somewhat Band-Aid put on it, it's gonna come up and bite us.
I mean, you think about it, they gave up a 61-yard kickoff return, had a punt blocked, missed a 32-yard field goal, and still won by 18 points. Like, that's like, I guess the good news is that Nebraska is now a team that is capable of withstanding that, but they should not be having to withstand those things. I mean, those are fundamental things that Nebraska, you would hope, would have had fixed by now, because it's been an issue for far too long with this team. So how concerned should you be? I'd be very concerned right now. I mean, the punting, I'm not as worried about. I think that was just probably one breakdown, and Buschini's been really good. I mean, he looks like 2022 Bryan Buschini, and I think we can safely go back to calling him Boom Buschini again. So that has been encouraging. That's been a bright spot. But their kicking game is a problem. Tristan Alvano is in his head right now, and I think that has to do with his confidence. But then the worst part about it is Matt Rule has said now on multiple occasions that their snapping has been really bad on kicks. With Camden Waitaki, I don't know if he got the yips last week or what, but there's been some growing concerns that played out. I think that I didn't get a clear replay of the missed field goal, but Matt Rule seemed to indicate that that miss was partly due to some issues with the snap. And if it wasn't on that particular snap, it was because, I think that Tristan's probably overthinking things with whether or not his kick is going to have a good snap and if he's going to have to adjust. So you got a guy that's already, trying to scale back his thoughts before each kick, and now he has one more thing to worry about. So it's not a good situation right now. And the problem is that they don't have any other really good options, because John Hull, the top competition they brought in to maybe give them another option there, has struggled just as much. He kicked his first kickoff out of bounds, kicked it short on the 61-yard return, and got pulled from kickoff specialist duties for Buschini, in the second quarter of that Colorado game. So, they got to figure that out, because, they've been able to kind of get by through some of these special teams miscues early on, but, this is the Big Ten. The Big Ten is defined by special teams play. And right now, that's Nebraska's by far weakest area and greatest concern through 2 weeks.
I think you and I can maybe just on an afternoon happy hour, we just get the special teams guys to go out with us. We can fix it.
Yeah. We'll just hype them up. Like, Tris, man, you're a dog, man. Kick like a dog.
Rob,
That'll work.
Yeah, it'll work. Well, yeah. Rob, you're the best, my friend. We appreciate your time, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good. See you guys.
HuskerOnline's Robin Washut right there. Great stuff from him. Let's take a break. We'll come back and talk to Bryan Munson with HuskerOnline.com.
More next on the Morning Hookup on KFOR.
Ernesto, I'm not going to be able to play it, bro.
Apparently, I'd said something about my bottom, so they want you to check that.
If you heard me yesterday, I gave you my bottom. What?
I thought I said I gave my bottom. Yeah, my bottom team. I meant, but I must have stopped at bottom.
Yeah.
I'm an ass, man. They're doing Stephen A. Yeah, I got it. Robin gave us a little update on that, the festivities. They loved it. They loved it. I'm sure Munson will have nothing to say today.
No.
With like 1,000 recruits in town. Bum, 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 bum. Boy, tonight I'm going to volleyball tonight. No, you're good, Theo. It's on there. Sorry, I didn't mean to sound like a jerk.
You said you're going to volleyball?
Yep, volleyball tonight. Big matchup, top 10.
What is it?
Nebraska. That team from the north who's never beat us.
Creighton?
Yep.
They've never beat us?
Nope, 0-20 or something like that.
Wow. Yeah, picking up a little commit, huh?
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of others. I mean, obviously, it's one coming out, but there were 3 big ones. There was a lot of them, but 3 names are going to stick out. Oh, you guys are going to volleyball? Adam said Sarah and I'll be there too. Oh yeah, Theo. He's got that stupid hat on. It's like a hat he hasn't had. It's like he's had it forever.
The blue hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't go with the blue. It's like a blue for him today.
Hard to see.
Maybe I'll run into you guys tonight. It'll be awesome. Should be an electric environment tonight. Love it. Bryan Munson. We got him. See, Bryan he's just ready to go. $7:00 tonight. Down at the Bob. It is on the Big Ten Network, too. No plus. Right on the Big Ten. We got Munson. He ready to rock.
Oh, he's ready to rock.
I'm ready to rock. Welcome back in the morning hookup. Happy Tuesday. God, I said Wednesday. Tuesday. Special thanks here to Robin Washut at HuskerOnline.com. Let's keep it rolling with our guy from also Husker Online, Bryan Munson. Bryan, what's up, my man?
Hey, I'm doing good, guys. How are you?
Man, I'm really good. There's so many. I've talked to a lot of people. It's such a good weekend when you look at what happened downtown, but also people are telling me this team won, my team won. You got to feel pretty good with your boy Josh Allen with 4 tutties on Sunday.
What was the statistic they wrote off? They read off a record and they said that it's only happened 3 times or 4 times that someone has thrown for 2 touchdowns and ran for 2 touchdowns, and it was all by one person. It's all been done by one person.
Wow.
So it's only been Josh that's done that 3 or 4 times. So I mean, obviously, I took it very personally when the NFL players called him the most overrated player in the NFL. It started out looking that way. I mean, when he got strip sacked. But I mean, pretty good management of the game. After that, didn't force the football into too many bad spots. I love the distribution. I think that a guy like Diggs would be very, very upset with how this year is going to kind of look. I mean, I think they threw it to 9 or 10 different receivers. I think Curtis Samuel might have been the 10th receiver to pick up to get a pass in the 4th quarter. So I thought that was very interesting. So something to kind of watch. And there's a lot of different names this year, obviously, to kind of get used to on the roster on both sides of the football. But did not start out the way that I had kind of hoped, and I was definitely, on my oxygen, all the first half and through the halftime, but they looked like a different team in the second half.
Well, your Bills got the win, and the Huskers got the win.
Yeah,
more
baby.
importantly. Before we get to recruiting, talk about the game and what impressed you the most.
I think that it was because the stage was not too big for Nebraska. Mm-hmm. They were able to kind of keep everything in perspective. I think Matt Rule, and guys, I don't know if I can say this enough. I think Matt Rule has just done a great job on kind of just keeping the opponents on the schedule kind of to be a nameless, faceless thing. I think that there were several people that wanted to drum up controversy, give locker room material, all that good stuff with, hey, give me a quick hit on, what you think about this and Dion that and Colorado and this and the rivalry and whatever. He just never gave into it. And I felt like the team kind of came out and just, based on all the other things that, we've kind of seen in all the videos and all the stuff that's happened in the production side of the Nebraska football department, Matt Rule has always been about just, we got to do our jobs. We got to go out and execute. And it didn't matter if it was against whatever team. He's just saying, do your job. And I feel like that's the standard. I think that is like, I mean, when Dowdell fumbled against UTEP, he was obviously reprimanded. He got back in, but I mean, he was obviously pulled out, and they tried to find somebody else that wasn't going to go ahead and hurt the football team. So I thought that Saturday night is an excellent demonstration of where things were not just a year ago, but 2 years ago. I would say accountability for your actions, accountability for having to do your job, know what you need to do. The ball management being, obviously of huge importance, trying to get some turnovers. I thought the game started out incredibly crisp. I thought it got a little discombobulated in the second half. There's several things to kind of point the finger at there, including the referees, which I felt like they didn't feel like they were getting enough love or attention and needed to get involved in the storyline there somehow. But overall, they left points on the field. Coach Rule acknowledged that yesterday in his press conference. I totally agree. I said they were going to hit 40. They should have at least hit 40. And that's just where I'll kind of sit. I think Nebraska fans should feel incredible about how the next 5 games set up, being back in the top 25, having some juice right now in the national media landscape when you have Herb Street and McAfee and others talking about the Huskers. It's good to see that some of that stuff is coming back around.
Well, Bryan, what's also great to see, and I think it's a lot of a tribute to what Coach Rule has, the movement, the culture movement, probably, obviously the game itself that we should probably get used to is the number of recruits in town. Obviously, over 40-plus visitors in town. We'll get to one because we've got a statement on one already, but there were probably 4 at the top, I'd say, when you're looking at it. You had Merritt. Obviously, we know Alabama commit, making a trip. See how that went. Cortez Mills, an OU commit, which is unique because they usually don't come if they're committed to OU. And then Terry the third, obviously Texas, Oregon, and Nebraska in that mix. Talk about that because I have a hard time believing they didn't leave going, I got a lot to think about.
Well, Dawson Merritt got back to me yesterday afternoon and said a lot of the same things that he told Steve Wiltfong in his article that he wrote earlier in the day. I think that obviously Merritt enjoyed the environment, but I think Merritt also he's a very dialed in, mature individual, and he sees that Nebraska is not just telling people that they're on their way back, but he can see that they are on their way back. I feel like now Nebraska they have a way now of kind of telling the recruits, you don't have to close your eyes and imagine this. They can go ahead and pull up the last couple of games, and they could pull up maybe even a game or two last season and kind of point to it. And I think that when you point to it last season and the improvements over the year before to pulling up games this season and the improvements to the season before, it's night and day. It certainly is night and day. And I feel like Merritt can see that. I think Terry obviously saw that in his words. Cortez Mills has gone, pretty quiet. And that's a guy, honestly, that when I was texting with him, that was probably Wednesday night, like right before the whole thing popped up on OU not visiting, blah, blah, blah. How dare you pull your offer potentially, whatever. That's a pretty dangerous game of chicken. Cortez Mills might be one of 5 wide receivers you have in your class, but he's also the highest rated wide receiver you have in your class. He would be the number 1 rated player in the Nebraska's class if he decided to go ahead and jump in. But so would Terry and Merritt and Mills. And obviously we saw last night, you read off the top 4 guys that were there, the 2025 guys. And they were all uncommitted to Nebraska. 2 of them committed to other places, but then Nebraska gets, the in-state Christian Jones, the linebacker from Omaha West Side, and immediately he vaults to the top of the list too in the 2023 class. So I think overall something to really, I think I'll be watching most Cortez Mills. I think it's going to be really tough to get Merritt flipped, but I think Nebraska did everything they could to kind of plant that bug. Terry, again, comes down to geography. I don't think Oregon was really going to be a team that we say was going to be there based on how they were recruiting him and based on distance and stuff like that. I think Nebraska has done a bang-up job recruiting him. I just think there's only two programs. I mean, there's two programs in the nation right now that are just lights out recruiting right now. One is Miami and the other is Texas. And Texas obviously has got a lot going on based on how they kind of just waxed Michigan on the field on Saturday.
Brian, touch on Christian Jones a little bit more. He committed last night. How hard of a get was that, and what do you like about his tape?
Big get. I mean, clearly, was still listening to the Sooners. I think it was getting a little bit more evident, obviously, with him attending the first two games in Lincoln. I think that he needed to see it and feel it. I mean, that's a guy right there that I don't think he wanted to just commit to the idea. He wanted to commit to something tangible. And Nebraska could put out a tangible, we are on our way back product on the football field, and you saw it in week 1, and then you really felt it in week 2. And you got guys like Willis McGahee the fourth, that's getting a strip sack there in the fourth quarter. You can't tell me that a guy like Christian Jones didn't see that and say, that could be me next year. That could absolutely be me next year, in a Keota Davis that's getting a little bit of mop-up duty in the fourth quarter, and how he could say, like, look, when they're reloading, and they're going to have to reload, and that's why those players, I think, like McGahee and Davis are getting some playing time this year, they're going to have to bring in some of the younger guys so the guys in 2025 class that were the old 2023s, like Lynn Hart and Prince Will and, and those guys. And now you're trying to backfill the others, and you're bringing in Terry and you're bringing in Pedshock and you're bringing in Jones. You can find ways, I think, to get them involved. And I think that, and I think the other thing, and I wanted to make sure I mentioned this, like in my What Does It Mean article last night. Coach Dvorak has done a great job not to pigeonhole Christian Jones at all. I think people look at Christian Jones and they don't see prototypical. The word prototypical does not usually follow Christian Jones around. He plays above that. He is a tremendous athlete. He's strong. He's explosive. He's fast. He can make all sorts of plays, and I think that this is maybe like that kind of guy that kind of gets that exception here because he is so explosive. He is such a natural football player. I mean, when you see the word prototypical thrown around, you're seeing those guys then that are kind of getting all the attention in the NFL combine, and they're back there NFL draft and all the boards stuff like that. Christian Jones can do all that. There's no doubt about it. It's just he's not going to have those kinds of like paper kind of, height, weight measurement kind of things going on for him. But he's going to have the film. He's going to have the film to do it because he is an exceptional ball. He's an exceptional ball player.
Again, we're speaking to Bryan Munson, HuskerOnline.com. Bryan, obviously we're focused on the 2025, but there were so many more, 2026, 2027. And the comments that you guys wrote about are incredible. Was there anything that stuck out or someone on that radar was like, because you hear a lot about, man, that's the best I've ever been in. That first half was incredible. Or, you had Dylan's brother was on campus too, man. There's a lot of guys floating around right now.
Yeah. Ian Premer, he's one of the best tight ends in the nation next year. It's going to be a critical position again I know Nebraska fans are sick about me telling them about how they need more tight ends in that room, but Ian Premer is going to be one of the best next year. I think Nebraska is actually in a really good spot with both he and Isaac Jensen. They're also in a really good spot with the kid out there in Colorado too, but he has not come in this season, and we'll talk about him at a later date. But Ian Premer said, out of all the games he's been to, that was the loudest game by far that he's ever experienced. And that was kind of a recurring theme, throughout the entire weekend. As I talked to these guys, like, just what did you think about the environment? I don't want to hear about, hey, tell me about the facilities and what did you chat with the coaches about and whatever. Dude, this weekend has been something that the Nebraska coaching staff has been trying to line up with these guys, the 2026 guys in particular, to make sure that they were coming in for what would be the best environment that possible for them to see it. So when you look at the 2026s that came in, that's your board. Mm-hmm. Start right there. There's only a couple guys that like fall out. I mean, Matt Ludwig, who's going to be in this week. Keaton Harris is going to come in a few more weeks for the Rutgers game, and so is Bonwell White, the wide receiver from South Dakota. those guys right there, if you kind of put those guys together with who came in for Colorado, that's your board. That's where you are literally start dialing this thing up. There's 23 players between those 3 weekends, as we got it right now on 3, that's where you say top of the top of the list at all the positions that we're considering. You've hosted your top 1, 2, 3 quarterbacks. You've hosted your top running back, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Nebraska is doing a bang up job, and they got it all. You got most of it anyway, the lion's share of it, in this last weekend, and it did not disappoint. They won the ball game. The environment was amazing. In fact, I got a phone call last night from a family member who's been a 20-year season ticket holder at Nebraska. He said point blank to me, never heard anything like that before at Memorial Stadium in his time ever of going to any games. So pretty wild.
It was pretty incredible. Last question, Brian, maybe the most important one of the day, coming from one of our great streamers, Ryan840 says, and it was a please ask Munson. He had Puka was in his wide receiver spot. Obviously, Puka will be out for a few games. He wants to know if Keon Coleman is a good replacement.
I think Keon Coleman, they are developing that role. I think my big takeaway from this last Sunday was Dalton Kincaid, I felt like was going to be a much larger kind of person when it came to the targets. The spread on this was so wild this last week. And Josh, that didn't have any time basically to work any of that stuff out, the chemistry in the preseason. I think it's still developing, but I think in the end, Coleman, Shakir, Kincaid, those are going to be your top 3 guys in Buffalo. I don't feel bad about him. Although I drafted Shakir myself personally, I would have had no problem taking Keon Coleman. I think he's going to end up being a real threat kind of to run the fade and basically the 50-50 balls that Josh will be putting up there. So I don't feel bad at all about that.
Awesome. Great stuff, Brian. We appreciate your time, my friend. Take care of yourself. Have a great week.
See you guys.
Bryan Munson, HuskerOnline.com. Great stuff from Brian. Let's take a break. We'll come back with stories that we missed.
You're listening to the Morning Hookup with Bill Hooks and Will Wilson. More coming up.
Beautiful.
Great stuff. Great stuff.
Great stuff.
I got this golf stat I want to share with you when we come back.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Miss Wilson. Great stat. Let me read. Is this a traditional break or a break after the break? It's a break after the break.
Yeah, this is.
It's always break after the break here. Look, your mom it's engaging. Ernesto's saying hi to your mom. Boop, 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 boop. Rose got shellacked last night. Hi, Charlie.
Yeah, I know they did.
Hi, Charlie.
Thanks for bringing that up.
I just want to get out of the way so that all the listeners couldn't hear it. Braves got beat 2-1. Jeez.
Yikes.
1-0.
Yeah, they suck.
They do suck. They're a game out of the wild card now. It's bad news, brother.
Yeah, Munson is good, isn't he?
Yeah, man. In tune with it all. Yeah, Braves lost 1. Can you believe 1-0? I hate 1. I mean,
Hello?
Good morning.
Oh, it's Gary Jerry.
What?
Yeah,
Who?
It's Gary Jerry.
I thought he didn't like us anymore.
I do like you. What do you mean? Why would you think
You
that?
just don't call anymore. You don't write letters. You don't send flowers. You gave Nick flowers one time.
Yeah. I was thinking about that the other day.
Oh, man.
I just wanted to make sure he still liked me.
Yeah, you see, man, you quickly learn you don't need that, do you?
Oh man. Well, that was a weird deal, and I still say, I was thinking about the officiating Saturday, and you can only officiate the game as well as it's played.
True.
I mean, the officiating wasn't good, but the play, sure, it went downhill in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I liked what Rule said. Rule said, they can't find me because it's a Big 12.
Yeah, it's a Big 12. Yeah, that means I don't care. I don't care about them.
So anyway, we're on the air, right?
We're on the stream, not on the area. We're on the stream.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure I didn't say anything bad.
Well, you can say whatever you want on the stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, and but anyway, we lost an icon, don't you?
James Earl Jones. Yep.
Jones.
James Earl Jones, man.
Oh man, that's sad. If I could ever want to meet a guy, that would be a guy I'd like to meet.
He'd be a good one.
Although, he hated baseball.
Yep.
He didn't like baseball, and that was the weird part of it. Yeah.
Well, hey, always good talking, man.
Yeah, brother. We got to get back at it. Thanks, Gary Jerry.
All right. You guys have fun. Take care.
Appreciate you.
Yep. Lost a legend there.
Yeah, man.
If you build it, they will come.
Much love.
Moonlight Graham.
What's love got to do? Welcome back in the morning hookup. Few moments left. I wanted to share this stat with you. Special thanks to Bryan Munson hanging out with us from HuskerOnline.com. Did you see this golf stat? I've had this for a week or so, probably. But when the PGA Tour ended, right?
Yeah.
359 holes. That number, right? Think about that.
Uh-huh.
That's the number of holes Shane Lowry ended the 2024 season with without a 3-putt.
Wow.
Put that.
The Irishman.
Put that into a stat, my friend.
How about this golf stat? Tiger Woods and other PGA Tour leaders are meeting with Live Golf Saudi backers in New York today.
Woo! Nothing ever gets done.
Or tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
They're meeting tomorrow. That is like your worst nightmare.
No, I just wanted to get it done.
Oh, whatever.
I think they all
you
want
are so modest.
I think they all want to get it done because they want to get back to 72 holes.
You don't want this to happen.
Don't care.
Yeah, whatever. You do too care. Hi, you're on the air.
Why is the golf course calling me now? Good morning on the morning hookup.
Well, don't tase me, bro.
Oh, gosh, coming in hot.
What is your problem?
No, I don't have a problem, but I can tell you this. UCF is going to pick off Colorado and the Gators because the ghost of Scott Frost is coming back for the game. The only thing missing for Napier is a Wawa and an empty bottle of Tito's. But I figured out where Rob stuffs his money.
Where?
Oh, gosh.
In his wife's high heels.
I don't even know. I don't know.
We got about a minute left.
I don't know. What do you got?
Well, the body cam footage was released for that Tyreek Hill incident.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there, man. Like the knock of the window going up and down. There's a lot going on. I think there's some fault. Can I be fair and say there's fault on both sides here?
I mean, I guess that's fair to say.
More on one. I don't know. It's such a unique deal. Was he speeding? Was he not? There's a camera of him flying by. I mean, was he disrespectful? Were the cops both? Was it everything? Yes.
Yeah.
Fair?
Yeah, that's fair. I just don't think the cops needed to go to the extent.
I don't think so either. That's the part. Like, it is. But is it?
That is so much like Scotty Scheffler.
It is. So
like,
much.
Exactly like it.
So much. Oh, boy. Well, hey, you guys, thanks for hanging out with us on a Tuesday. Tomorrow, the legend, the Mac, Henry T. Buchanan will be back with us. And a whole lot of you guys. I want you guys to call tomorrow. We want to talk to you. So have a great Tuesday. Catch you on a hump day.